Well, hello everyone, TheOntarioGardener here. Got a knife. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing video. And you may say, what does that mean? Well, a lot of people, when they get something new, they have to show everybody. So guess what we're doing? We're showing everybody. So what I got here, of course it's a box in a box from Amazon. That's how Amazon works. There's a box with a little bit of paper that does absolutely nothing, and then the actual unit is in here. So let's get this out. This is a brand called fieldking ProMax. It's a lithium-ion powered backpack sprayer. Now, I've had sprayers before. This is what 3.5 hour charger included. That's how fast it charges. It's 4 gallons. So I've had sprayers before that were 3 gallon, 2 gallon, 1 gallon, 3.5 gallon, whatever. Like the ones that you pump and you got to carry them around on your, with your hand. And if that's full of water, and it could be a herbicide, it could be a pesticide, it could be whatever, water for whatever reason, it's heavy. I think a gallon of water weighs like 8 pounds or something like that, right? So it's a significant amount of weight carrying around. It bothers you. So I invested in one of these backpack sprayers. Now you can get a regular backpack sprayer that's probably half the price as what this one was. I mean, you can get them from Steel, you can get them from Canadian, you can get them from anywhere. This one I got from Amazon because it's what I found, and for the time being, this is what works for me as far as the stores around here, which there isn't many. So I could pick this one up. It was on sale. Anyway, you can just look it up. It's called fieldking PowerMax sprayer, ProMax sprayer. And I'm like, you know what? I want to get one with battery operated, because the ones that don't have batteries, basically you wear them on your back, and you have a hand pump like this on your side, which just is fine. But I'm like, you know what? I'm getting to the point where I've been doing this for so many years, I get sick of doing things manually. So here, you can see this here. I'll show you real quick up close. These here are the different nozzles if it focuses. So you have like a wide spray, a medium spray, you have a direct. These are the ones that I prefer. These are more like a round kind of fan, and the more you tighten it, the more it fans out. The less you tighten it, the more direct stream you have. If it's really windy or something, you don't want to have a wide stream, because you could end up just getting stuff on. If you're using a herbicide or something, you don't want to be spraying things that you don't want to die, basically. So let's get this out of here. It's a little heavy. I mean, it weighs, I don't know, 16 pounds or something. That's not full either. So here you got your, what's in this one here? Let's check it out. Might as well look at all the pieces together. And this box could have been a little bit, I mean, assuming this is going to be the battery. It's a, what is it, 18 volt battery? 2.1 amp hour. So not terrible. This looks, quality isn't terrible, honestly. It has these 4-prong deals here, and then here's your battery. It's a decent battery. A lot of the newer batteries, depending on what brand you have, they have a thing on it. You can press a button to show you how much battery life is left, but it's fine. This has the plus minus, and then your S&T, which whatever that stands for, I don't know. Anyway, let's see what else we got. I think we actually have the main unit here itself, and then that's it. And then of course I'm going to drop the wand on the ground. So let's get the plastic off, plastic on everything. Here we are. So as you can I put this where it doesn't fall over? There we go. Now this wand is plastic. Now they're always plastic. It's a pretty big diameter, honestly. Now you have a little fitting in here that's less. Comes with your O-rings. There's a plane up there. And yeah, so here's the unit itself. So basically you'd be wearing this on your back. This should be operating this with your left hand. Actually, you could probably swivel this to your right hand as well, because I'd be using my right hand with this because I'm right-handed, and it would make more sense for me. But you have this long hose, and then this just attaches on the front. Again, mostly everything except the little ball valve inside, little valve in here to turn it on and off, is plastic. It does have a locker on it, so if you're doing a lot of stuff, you can just let the lock on instead of having to hold it. But if you're doing squirt, you want to have it something like this. There is a filter in this one. I'll take this. This just screws off. Should just screw off. Yeah, this screws off. Here you go. So this screws off, and inside of here, they actually gave you a secondary one in the pack there. It's just a particle filter. It's not crazy fine. It won't stop something like, you know, dust. But then again, you know, why would you have dust in your line? But that's the thing with other sprayers. One of my biggest problem is that if you don't like clean the whole tank out 100% before you even try to use it or something, and you have a little bit of something in the in the water, or even from your hard water that you may have at your house. If you're in the city, you probably don't have this problem too much, but the point being is that you can get a lot of you can just get particles in there. So I'm hoping with this one, because everything's a little bit bigger and it has that filter in it, if I notice things getting a bit kind of the pressure being dimmed, I can take the filter out, rinse it out, or blow it out if there's any particulate in it. Now, because the way that this is run off of a battery, you'll have constant pressure all the time until the battery dies, obviously. Now, a lot of times, most of these lithium batteries, they run almost at full power until they die, basically, and they die out. So anyway, this is where we're at here. I don't know if I'll be able to put this on. I haven't adjusted any of the straps, but we can see one. We can get it on just like, oh yeah, this will fit me easily. So you have your, I mean, everything's way, I have to readjust it, of course, but basically this is it. I have to adjust just to get it across my chest a bit more. So the way it works, let me just hook this one up for you. There's nothing, I mean, they test these things with water. So if you see any little bit of water spreading or spraying out, it's because they have to test these sprayers to make sure they work. Now, of course, I don't have the battery in it, so this isn't going to do anything. But you have a swivel head here, and this is a 45-degree angle head. You also have a head right here that this is a 90-degree, or not a 90-degree, like a flat head that'll come right out. And then that's where these fittings go in. And then you have this nozzle, which will also looks like it can screw on this one or can screw on this one. So you're walking along. Again, you'll figure out the best way to hold the hose, and then you just tighten things up by moving this one out, and then there you go. And you just walk along. You'd be walking like this. You know, me simulating the noise it makes. This wand almost looks a little bent. I wonder if it's because of how it was in the packaging. If it was because it's plastic. If it was, it should restore its strength, its straightness. If it doesn't, it's not a huge deal anyway. Now again, backpack sprayers, when these are full, these are going to be heavy. But they have this base, I'll show you. I'm actually going to take the wand part off, because we don't need it for this demonstration. Now the battery isn't charged, so I can't actually turn it on right now. But point being, it has this metal base. I'm having it sitting on my ATV here, so it doesn't fit between the bars, so it's sliding around a bit. But it's fully adjustable. You have fully adjustable your back strap here, like your padding, because they say this padding here is a double pad. This is what most of the weight's being pushed. The weight's being held by the straps here on your shoulders, but then it's pushing against your back because it's trying to pivot, push on your back like this. And this is all hard plastic, and there's metal down here. So you have a double pad set up, and here you have padding on the back side of these. Some of these, you hear that? Some of these sprayers or backpack things, like a backpack blower, they don't have padding behind your body. So your body's basically resting on some kind of hard plastic. This is padding here, here, here. I'll turn it this way so you guys can actually see it a bit better. There's a double pad here at the bottom, which is like the base of your back. You have a pad here for the middle of your back. You have these two pads, which would be like the sides of your, like the back of, like the edges of your back. And then you have quite a thick padding here, which is this part that would go over your shoulder. It'll sit like this. And then you have a strap that goes across the front of your chest, which you want to make that, I'd say fairly tight. And then you have these clips at the bottom that you can tighten up. Basically what this does is the tighter that this strap here is, the higher up on your back it'll sit. Because it can only sag so much going like this. You can't sag it if you have this in. So basically what I would do is I'll fill this like halfway with water, put it on, snug it. It's got a snow out here. It's gonna be like +1 overnight tonight. Today is May 16th, I think. It's gonna be cold tonight, by the way. Might have snow overnight. But anyway, I digress. So basically what I'll do, I'll fill it up a little bit halfway, maybe just with plain water. I'll put it on. I'll snug everything up that fits my body type, my body style, which you know what it looks like. Not a work of art, tell you that much. But anyway, snug it up, and that way, when I go to fill it all the way up, I can do it off the ATV. Because if this is full with water or whatever liquid you have in it, trying to pick it up and sling it over your back is not going to be the greatest. So you want to have it up on something like an ATV, or if you have a table or a workshop, like my shop's right behind us, you have it up on that or something, and then you could easily just kind of go underneath it, put it on, snug it up, and then take the weight on your shoulders. But then again, you know, the way these work is I may only want to ever fill it halfway, because this is, what I say it was, 4 gallon, something like that, right? It's, where does it say? It tells me somewhere, doesn't it? 4 gallons, so that's a lot of liquid. But again, it's better if you're having issues with something like this, it's better to fill it halfway and do it twice than fill it once and struggle with the weight. Now I'm gonna leave this, I'm just gonna lay this down so it doesn't fall. So I want to go over a couple of the, it says there's some descriptions on the back here I'll touch on real quick, and then we'll wrap it up here. And I mean, I don't have to fill it for you guys and show you how it works. I may do a later video on that. It's just, you basically just press the button, turn it on, and then you're good to go. But this is an unboxing, not a demonstration. So the way it says it here is it has your built-in carrying handle, your wand storage, which is kind of nice. Your tank has labels on the side, liters, and then on this side there are gallons, so depending on what you like to use. You have your battery compartment is this whole thing that flips down, which I'll show you in a second. And here are your different types of nozzles, which we touched on already. This actually comes with a foaming nozzle, which is kind of cool. Use a foaming nozzle if say you're really around a lot of plants and you want to pinpoint exactly what you want. You put the foaming nozzle on and you put it like right down on top, or like inside of where the leaves are of what you want to kill. Like if you have a couple, like I don't kill dandelions, I'm just using it as an example because they have those big leaf kind of mound. You stick the foaming nozzle right in there and you squirt it, and it won't squirt out, it'll just foam around it, which is a better way to kill weeds than broadcasting it. But sometimes broadcast spraying is the better way depending on what you're doing. And then it says here on the top, flow rate is 0.2 gallons per minute at 40 psi. 40 psi is pretty good, by the way. It can spray 24 feet with an asterisk. That's if you're just having a squirt. That's far, 24 feet. You can spray up to 4 hours on one charge. And then your volume per charge is up to 50 gallons. Again, it depends on what you're doing. So basically, if you do 12 tanks on one charge, that's a lot. And constant pressure up to 65 psi, and that depends on the type of nozzle you're using. So that's that. There's nothing else really. It gives you seals with it. Gives you leak protection, just a couple different things that it just tells you about here. You can spray up to 4 hours at 50 gallons, and it charges in, I think it says about 3 hours it charges. 3.5 hour charger included. That's pretty good to charge a whole battery. But yeah, that's it right there, guys. There's nothing else to talk about. I guess the last thing, if I want to touch on something, is in here. Again, everything is kind of connected, so you got to be a little careful. But in here is your battery compartment. And the battery will just slide right in like this. I mean, it's very, very safe. You close it back up, you move your things out of the way, and I don't know if it'll turn on. Yeah, you hear it slightly. Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, I think the battery's pretty short. Like it's who knows how long the battery's been in the box. So I want to give this 100% a full charge before I attempt to use it. But it's great that it has a full compartment. I don't think it's not waterproof, but again, sprayers like this, you shouldn't be leaving outside in the rain or outside in general. This is a piece of equipment like a chainsaw kind of thing, weed whacker. You want to keep that stuff, even though this doesn't have a gas engine, you don't want to keep this stuff out in the rain. You know, ATV, sure, because the engine's protected. Even like a lawnmower, depending on what type, you can leave it out. Tractors you can leave out. You know, I have a zero-turn mower, the engine's in the back, not covered. I wouldn't leave that out. That's underneath my my lean-to in the back. So it depends on what you have, but anything that has batteries, electric stuff, keep it inside, in your garage, in your house, in your basement, in your shop, whatever you got to do, because it'll prolong the life. And then the last tip I'm going to have is when winter comes, you want to make sure this is completely empty. Because if you have housing in the bottom here that has water in it, and this is sitting somewhere where it could freeze, it'll destroy that housing, because everything's plastic these days. So most things are plastic, I should say. But anywhere water that would be down in this thing here in the wintertime, that would expand so fast, it'll crack any type of plastic housing you have in there, and then, you know, however much you spend on it, down the drain. So that's the long of it. I can't wait to use this. When I start using this, guys, I'll definitely bring you back and give you some kind of live live show on how I use it, and just to see more of a product review than an unboxing. But that's it, guys. Field King ProMax lithium-ion battery sprayer. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more outdoor gardening videos. And as always, I'll catch you next time.